First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhenkong, the Dezhong Rinpoche. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Thubten Darji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, the Hom Swarana Dini Tara, or the Hom Sound Tara. So, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Thubten Siddhi Rinpoche, Dhamma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and our participating VIPs today are the Chief Secretary to the Taiwan government, Mr. Tseng Pei-Fu and Mrs. Tseng, the academician from Academia Sinica of Taiwan, Professor Zhu Si-yi and Mrs. Zhu, from the Zhongshan Medical College affiliated Plastic Surgery Department, the head of the department, Dr. Zheng Seng-long, the law advisor to Tribhuda School, Dharma Sister Jennifer Zhou, and Tribhuda School Scholars Group and Medical Group, from Jingyi Enterprise Company General Manager Ms. Zhang Yizhen, from Xiangli Engineering Company, the CEO, Dr. Xie Si Peng, the Spring Breeze Transforming into Rain Association CEO Ms. Xu, rep to the Council of Tainan, and the rep to the Council of Taipei City, from Brazil, the Chinese Chambers of Commerce Vice President Ms. Zhou Wenyi, Mr. Zhu Jinshui and Mrs. Zhu, the President of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charity Society, and the producer of the Great Perfection Dharma Hevaja Exposition and 12 Messages of Tantrayana, Master Lien Yu, and the host Dharma Sister Pei Jun, and the host to Lamdre, the Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment, Master Lien Hai, Master Lien He, and Master Lien Jia. Producers for Kini Tian Sang Shinten from CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Xiaqi, and gratitude for 100,000 NT dollars donation to Mr. Liao Benrui and Dharma brothers, the Xiao Zijie and family. Good afternoon, everybody. How do you do? Selamat ulang tahun. Last Thursday, we just got back from Malaysia. And in 8 short days, we felt that we have done so much. And personally, we went to KL and then to Ipoh, Taiping, and Lubian. And we went to a senior home or nursing home. And then we went to the East Malaysia because those were the temples that we have not been before. And then we went to Sabah, and we went to Sabah Lei Tsang Temple and Penjie Lei Tsang Temple. And then we flew to Tawau, and there were Tawau Lei Tsang Temple and the Lian Bin Temple. And Grandmaster never had any script for my talks, including the grand ceremony in KL. There were no scripts. So with the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and the protection of the protectors, I received blessings. And everything went quite well this trip. We woke up at 4:30 in the morning and slept at 1:30 a.m. or 2 a.m. There were twice like that. And then there were 2 other days that we woke up at 5 a.m. And then one day we woke up at 6 and then 7. So it was always very early. There was only once that we woke up at 7. rest, we woke up 6, 5, and 4:30. Well, we're lucky that we could come back safely or in one piece. So I learned to sleep in the car, and good thing that I kept my spirit energy and spirit up. And there were rumors about fainting in the airport. It wasn't that bad. That wasn't the case because I didn't sleep enough, so my blood pressure went up. So the first time it was 177 and 178, and underneath it's like 80 to 84. So my head was a little bit dizzy, but the rumors that I was fainting in the airport and I almost lost my life. No, that was not so bad. And it wasn't that like that. And then, after the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and the appearance of Amitabha giving me a cup of ambrosia, and my blood pressure went from 178 to 150. And this morning I measured my own blood pressure. It was 140. My blood pressure typically is around 134 to 137 for the systolic, and the diastolic is 70 or 75. So 134 to 137 over 70 to 75, and the heartbeat's around 65. So this morning is 134, which is slightly high, but I try to keep it below 130. So now mine is still 134 to 137, so not quite there yet, so I have to find a way to lower it a little bit. But what people are saying, they exaggerated. When I woke up one morning, having the wake-up call, I opened my eyes. It was completely dark at 4:30, and I couldn't remember where I was, and I had to find the switch to the lights, and it took about 10 minutes to finally find it. And then I came to my senses and realized that I was in Malaysia. Sometimes but having this physical body, when we wake up, we don't know where we are. And only after you look around, then you realize that now you're in Taiwan. So today we perform the Homa of the Home Santara. The white home is for purification. The yellow home is for enhancement or enrichment. The red home is for magnetization, for harmony, love, and respect. And the blue or black home is for subjugation. So, as I have said before, she's the deity for karma practices. It was first transmitted in Kaohsiung. A man told a woman, you know, every time I see you, I would think of Kaohsiung. And because there's the love river in Kaohsiung, the woman thought, oh, so we have fallen in love, or fallen into the river of love. But the man said, no. Whenever I see you, I think of Kaohsiung Mayor Sheng-Yen. Only Taiwanese knows of this mayor, Kaohsiung Mayor. But in Kaohsiung, I performed the ceremony of the Home Santara. So I was thinking of this joke about Kaohsiung. Please don't blame me, okay? Because this joke I didn't create, it's from the internet. So not very many people from the DPP party were ever imprisoned, but Chen Ji was. But the people from Kaohsiung had a good impression of her. Are people from Kaohsiung here? Takao is the name in Japanese. And in English it would be Kaohsiung. That was the city where I had stayed for 19 years of my life. So as we know, the home Swarana Dinitara is a deity for karma practices. I just saw the home Tara earlier, not long after I said I saw the home Tara. So she's even more beautiful than the image here. she's the ultimate drop dead gorgeous. Only then I knew that Tara's extremely beautiful. The Dakinis, the goddesses, and the Taras are extremely gorgeous. I went to Malaysia, to Ipoh and Taiping, and Dubian. These three places have many beautiful girls. And really, wherever I look, there are beautiful girls. Huh? Oh, the line dance members in Malaysia were very young and beautiful. They're all from 20 to 30s at most, and they're truly sunny line dance group. But the Taiwan sunny line dance group, the young ones married right away, like 5 or 6 of them. And the rest, you should have changed your name, or you should have recruit younger members. Otherwise, it's just so hard to watch. So please find a way. Who's responsible for the Sunny Light Dance group? Dharma Sister Francis. So you should recruit new members. Like between 20 and 30 years old. Like over 30, that would be like the old ladies line dance group. And Simu danced with the Malaysian Sunny Line Dance group. And looking at that group, Simu was still like a flower, a young flower. Really. She has beautiful legs. Looking from afar, Simu joined the Sunny Line Dance group, and she still have very slim and nice figure. And they never practiced together. They just practice based on the internet. And yet they all dance very beautifully, and they all matched. So I felt that this Malaysian trip, that she danced in West Malaysia and also in East Malaysia, there were several songs each place. So Just now, I watched the Merry Christmas dance by the Taiwanese Sunny Line Dance Group. Although the age is slightly higher, but they have very nice dance postures. That the dances were good and the bodies were also good. I have to say this in order to comfort them. Today we will continue to talk on Lamdre, the Vajra verses. Recently, there were a total of 9 versions of Lamdre. And the one that we use here is by Virupa. And Virupa's lineage the most important one is Chokmi. From Virupa to Tibet is to Drokmi Yeche Lotsawa. So Drokmi Sakya Lotsawa personally met Virupa. And Virupa had 3 disciples with lineage. The Pandita told Drokmi Lotsawa there were actually 9 gurus in the Sakya lineage. There was an acharya that I knew of that wrote about Lamdre from mundanity to fruition. There were 9 lineage gurus in total. There were 2 lineages there. And Virupa, what I had seen were these 4 lineages, and there were 5 more. That I haven't seen, including the Mahamudra Dharma was included in Lamdre. So Lamdre is very broad and very deep. So the Indian patriarchs were 9 of them that transmitted Lamdre. So the path's 20 Dharma, so for the vase empowerment, secret empowerment, wisdom empowerment, fourth empowerment. And they all have the path to realization, interest, moment of death, and fruit. So, after receiving the empowerment, so you need to be in a continuum on the path. So you continually practice or cultivate spiritually on the path. So first, to receive empowerment, one is required to stay on the path, altogether referred as the path 20 Dharma. And the verse on the path, the instructions of the 4x5 development stages, etc. And for each of the empowerment, there is a different kind of continuum. There are different methods of practice for each of the empowerments. And you cultivate one by one continually, and that's the meaning of this continuum. So what is the path? What is the realization? What is the interest? What is the moment of death? And what is the fruit? So there are 5 questions asked for each of the empowerments. So in your spiritual cultivation, you need to comprehend what is the path and what kind of realizations they are, what is the interest, and what should you do at the moment of death, and what is the fruit. And the four paths of the 4 levels of empowerments are: the cause for gathering and generating meditation is called the path of merit accumulation. You need to gather and generate merits that can generate meditation. This is the path of merit accumulation. It focuses on the merits of spiritual cultivation that can rise to meditation. This is the path of merit accumulation. And what is the path of merit accumulation? Is you use the merits of doing goods, of helping others, of giving, to become affinity with meditation. The 4 kinds of spiritual experiences attained through realization from the practice of the 4 paths are determined to be the warmth of knowledge on the preliminary path. So the 4 paths are the path of merit accumulation, the preliminary path, the path of seeing, or seeing the path, practicing the path. There are the 4 kinds or the 4 paths. And your spiritual experience is also divided into 4 based on these 4 paths. So the warmth knowledge of the preliminary path. So the 4 kinds of spiritual experiences. This is considered the path of merit accumulation, or the path of the preliminary practice. It advocates merit accumulation, which is generated through passing of many hands and places of the 2 paths of the preliminary practices. So both the path of merit accumulation and the path of preliminary practices are intertwined together the merit accumulation. If the interest has shifted and turned, and it is referred as the seeing of the path, practicing the path, and the ultimate path of no learning, then the interest can rise to yogic experiences. So what is the interest of the school? Each of the empowerments has its own interest of the school. So if the interest has shifted and changed, then it is referred as seeing the path, practicing the path. So you reach the out of worldly path only after you see the path. And the earlier two paths, the path of merit accumulation and the path of preliminary practices, are considered worldly. And the out of worldly path starts from seeing the path, practicing the path. So you start the practice only after you see the path. And then the ultimate path of no learning. That's the ultimate. Then the interests can rise to yogic experiences. Like the yogic experiences of the 10 bodhisattva hoods. First is the bodhisattva ground of joy and bliss, extremely blissful. And this is the first ground of bodhisattvahood. So divided into 10 grounds of bodhisattvahood. And the 13 grounds are the Buddhahood. So if based on the 13 grounds and their penetration into for cultivation, one will attain the 4 bodies, which is the Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, Dharmakaya, and the true Kaya. So the first level empowerment, you can attain the Nirmanakaya, and the second level empowerment, you can attain Sambhogakaya. The third level empowerment, you can attain the Dharmakaya. And the fourth level empowerment, you can attain the true Kaya. The true Kaya fruition. So you attain the 4 bodies and the fruit will arise. So what that means, from your yogic experiences, you would realize that you have passed through the 13 grounds. And then at the first level, when you have fruition from the first level empowerment, you will attain Nirmanakaya. And the second level would be Sambhogakaya. And then third level empowerment fruition is the Dharmakaya, and the fruition of the fourth level empowerment is the true Kaya. So those are the 4 bodies or the 4 Kayas. These are all very deep and profound. But I have provided the explanations. So if you truly practice, then you would understand. If you're still on the path of merit accumulation or the path of preliminary practices, then your spiritual experiences would be different. And when you have seen the path, then your experience is different. And Grandmaster has seen the path. And what is that? That is enlightenment. Seeing the path is enlightenment. So after enlightenment, you start your practice, your true practice. Then each of the yogic experiences are different. on each path, the yogic experiences are different. So it's divided into 13 grounds. Huh? The wife told the husband, if someone offered 10 million US dollars to buy me, are you willing? And the husband replied, definitely not. And the wife was pleasantly surprised. Why? Because I don't want to earn money due to bad conscience. So it's a kind of feeling. So the wife first felt really happy, thinking that the husband really loved her, but the husband's reply was not so. So when the reality doesn't match with your feeling, if you are in spiritual union in the Vedic empowerment, or yogic response in the Vedic empowerment, that you have really met your own yidam or personal deity, that kind of spiritual experience is very unique, very remarkable, extremely joyous and blissful. You have some spiritual experiences of the yogic union. You've seen your main deity, that you have true vision of the deity. Like just now, I had a vision of the home Santara. When you see your path and you practice until you see your own yidam, and the yidam merges with you inside your body, the feeling of being filled with Dharma flow, that kind of Dharma joy, that kind of feeling when your Dharma power is generated, is true. But if you can't reach such a state, then there's no more to say. There was a plastic surgery department or clinic had an ad like Dr. Zheng Seng Long from the Zhongshan Medical College. Thank you. He's the head of the plastic surgery department. So it's better to have a fake beauty than a real ugliness. If you know how to beautify yourself, then the mistresses will lose. You know, you can smooth out your wrinkles using the bills, the money. So the maintenance now is just the minor repair. It's best that you take care of it. If you maintain your beauty through plastic surgery, then you can retain your husband. Huh? I'm sorry, I just can't hear clearly. The fox can't be without tails, and beautiful girls cannot without chins. Really. As Buddhists, you look like virtuous people. You are responsible for your own face as Buddhist. So Buddhists or practitioners should see your own face clearly. Do you have a greedy face? Do you have angry face? Or do you have a deluded or ignorant face? We should have a compassionate face or virtuous face. You should at least look like one of the marks of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas images, like the spirits emitted by your eyes. Is it very seductive, kind, or pure? Pure and innocent gaze? If you don't have, you can go find Dr. Zheng Senlong. Let me tell you, the forehead, the face is divided into 3 parts. Above the eyebrows belongs to your youth, and from eyebrows to the tip of the nose is about your middle age, and from the tip of the nose to the chin is your later years. So that's the 3 division of the face. And the eyebrows, you can see your siblings, brothers and sisters. Your nose, from your nose you can tell your wealth. Your eyes, from your eyes you can tell the purity of your soul. And the nose is for your wealth, and the mouth can tell whether you can you can hold an office or be in positions in high ranks. And the chins are your helpers or supporters, and the ends of the eyes are about your romantic love. How many wives you have, you can tell from the fine lines when you split your hair. You can tell many things from your face, and your ears is about your health and your lifespan. So now you know siblings, wealth, spiritual or mental romantic love, rank and position, helpers, attendants, and how many wives are marked on that hairline. So what are these? That's the interest of the school. In studying Lamdre, you also need to study the interests of the school or the mission. Then you know how to walk on the path. In order to attain Buddhahood, you have to have the mission or the interests of the school. So talking about the Vast empowerment, the inner Tantra empowerment, the high Yoga Tantra empowerment, and the Great Perfection empowerment, 4 kinds of empowerments. In order to study each of these empowerments, each of them have their own interests. And from the spiritual experiences, you can tell which fruition you have attained in your spiritual cultivation. That's the key point. Although it is a joke, but it's also a fact. Wu Zetian, the Empress. Huh? Success and sex are not related. Huh? Napoleon proved that success with height are not related, and Ma Yun proved that success and look are not related. Who? Bill Gates proved that success and education are not related, and I proved that success and I are not related. And Grandmaster proves that every one of you in your spiritual cultivation would attain fruition. The neighbor went to buy a snake wine. Inside it's a cobra, and every day I drank a little bit. And I boast to my kids and friends, it really works. I feel better and better. See Grandmaster sit upright. I also feel that I feel more energetic after taking the wine. That I felt a few years younger. This morning, I finished the wine. And I took the cobra and wanted to cook it, and it turned out to be plastic. So it's not the wine, it's your mind. So when you think that you're taking tonic, then you feel better. So after you do a practice, that you would feel good. But you have to experience the true yogic experiences, that you feel truly the Dharma flow into your body. And you could truly feel the Dharma flow, empowerment entering into your body. And in Malaysia, truly there was a Dharma flow dropping from the sky, very long flow. Dharma flow from the sky. And people took picture of it. And the rainbow was vertical, straight upright. in the sky above the temple to the ceremonial hall. The ceremonial hall. It was like that. Someone took picture, and there were two grandmasters, one really big one, all the way to the ceiling, and the other one is seated on the Dharma throne. There were two grandmasters. There was a tall one and a small one. Of course, I'm rather short. If I take off my high heels, then Yi-Ting would be taller than I am. She's only 12 and she's taller than I am already. But if you have a true kaya, or the true body, then you would be taller than the roof. And Grandmaster met many important figures. I don't feel self-conscious because I feel that I'm as tall as the roof. So that's how I feel. During your Dharma practice, in full concentration, you would feel that the Dharma flow enters into your body, the Yi-Dharma enters into your body, the Dharma power enters into your body. And you will find that you generate your own Dharma power. You become powerful. And only when you feel that, that's called the spiritual or yogic responses or spiritual experiences. Only then you would be called in spiritual union. There was a lady in Kaohsiung made a phone call to the police, the traffic cop. The smoke is too heavy, I cannot tell the traffic lights, whether it's red or green. So don't worry, just drive. Because the smoke is so heavy that even if you pass through the red light, it's not very clear in the photo. Because you can't even see whether it's red or green light. Of course, there's no ticket because the camera to take pictures of your license plate is also not clear, right? Also blurred by the smoke. "1 a.m., the husband's not home yet." And the wife called the husband's friend, 10 friends, and asked. They all said that, "Oh, he's with me now." And he called the 10th friend. Huh? I don't get it. I'm sorry. Oh, why is it not clear? The key point is during your Dharma practice, it's best for you not to think of other things. Please don't let your mind run amok. If you have a thought, realize it, and then you say "P" to eliminate it. Because you have these thoughts going on in your brain, then you cannot be in spiritual union. So, but you're practicing yourself. So if you can discover or you realize that there's a thought coming, that means you have made improvements. The same when you're chanting sutra. If there's a thought coming out during the recitation, then it's like an ad when you're watching TVs. Then it's distracting. Then you need to change the channels. So during your Dharma practice, if you have an ad of a running thought appearing, then you would say pay. And if you do your practice with purity, then Dharma flow will definitely come to you. You would feel the Dharma flow into your body. So you need to practice until you have no other thoughts. That the yidam is very clear. Then only then the yidam will appear. And I have taught you the key formulas and the tips and tricks and the methods. A few days ago at the Lamdre Lei Tsang temple in Pontian Kecil, Johor Bahru, it was called the Nagaraja Buddha. And the mudra is like this. The Nagaraja Buddha or the Dragon King Buddha. The mudra is similar to Kalachakra's mudra, but the fingers are not interlaced. The two tips of the thumbs are touching each other, and then you rub the thumbs 3 times. Then that would touch the heart of the Nagaraja Buddha. That's the key formula. Then he would know that you're practicing his Dharma practice. And then you do the Dharma practice. And when your body, speech and mind is purified, then he would enter into your body. And you would know for sure that he's inside your body. That you would be in union with the Nagaraja Buddha. A couple every day is fighting or arguing. I can't stand it anymore, I want to get divorced. And the husband was crying really hard, and the wife was smiling. So, you can't leave me, right? And the husband said, crying, no, that's not the case, because I found that happiness comes too suddenly. So one day, X comes to find Grandmaster. X came to see Grandmaster, and she was very serious, and she said, this is how I am nowadays. So, what do you say? What will I be in the future? And I told her, it's okay if you want to leave. I'll give you what you want. Anyone that wants to follow you, go ahead. And she said, there are several chapters and centers want to follow me. Dutan City wants to follow me, and this and that wants to follow me. And she's traveled all over the world, and she thought that she's covered everywhere. And so she wanted to leave and become independent. And she said, so what would you say? When I heard that she wanted to be independent, I almost dropped my tears because the happiness came all too suddenly. You want to leave? Oh, I'm just so happy. Really. My tears drop. I felt really moved because the happiness came all too suddenly. That the huge rock in front of me wanted to leave by herself. So I replied happily, I'll give you what you want, whatever you want. That I almost sold myself. No. In the Buddhist world, how can a Padma Kumara and another Padma Kumara go separate ways? There must be a fake Padma Kumara. So the true one cannot be fake, but the fake one can never be true. That Maha Twin Lotus Ponds is the Pure Land of all Padma Kumaras. The two ponds, the double or twin ponds, emanated by Buddhalokana's eyes of Amitabha. But you created the Pure Land of XX Hall and your own Pure Land. That's horrendous. It must be the dung. It must be the dung hole. That's your Pure Land. So happiness came all too suddenly. This is a joke about an ant and an elephant. They're about to get married. Huh? Oh, so the ants asked, "Are you sure that we are not going to have a wedding party?" And the elephant shook his head and said, "No, because your guests are too many. Then we will go broke." And the ant calmly replied, "No matter how many guests I have, it's not that as many as one of your relative. So all that the ants eat is not even enough for one of your friends." X thought that with one swallow that true Buddha school would be eaten up by her. But she did not know that true Buddha school even flourishes more. We don't lose anything. So true Buddha school is becoming more and more united and more prosperous and flourishes. Another joke. What time is it now? 5:31. When we reach middle age, it's like the journey to the West. We have the pressure of the Monkey King. You know, the Monkey King has that ring around his head. That he would have headache and have the figure of the pig, the precept pig. Hui Jin was looking at me, which she insinuated that I should talk about her. Having the figure of the pig. Huh? Oh, and with the hair of the Sa Jing. No hair. And start nagging like the monk. And getting closer and closer to the west, which is Western paradise, which is death. So really, in middle age, Grandmaster felt I was still very cool and handsome. Really, I had a picture of it. And then from then on, it was just going downhill. Going uphill is very short. And after the middle age, going downhill is really getting faster and faster. So please treasure your time, cultivate spiritually the best you can, and attain fruition. After work, in the crowded bus stop, there was a lady wearing a lace skirt, and someone tore her skirt, and she cried out, "I just bought it. You have to pay me $800." And the man took $2,000 and gave it to her and said, "No need for change. Just give me the skirt. Take it off and give it to me." So your experience of wearing the skirt and not wearing skirt is different. The experience of wearing the lacy skirt is different. So dress for the woman is very important, but man always wears the same thing. I asked him, "Where's my suit from the past, my ties, my pants? They were very expensive." And Simu said, "They were all given away." Right? You give my suit and pants and all my shirts, give them away. All I have is just some sports sweatpants, sweatshirts, because it's difficult to exercise in Lama outfit. Do you have my swimming trunks? I still have it. I still have them. But Grandmaster is wearing this outfit as an exemplar for spiritual cultivators. So as spiritual cultivators, you have to wear your precept robes, I mean, these robes, except when you sleep. Other than that, especially if you go out, you have to wear your Lama outfit. Or whatever you're supposed to wear, you have to be neat and tidy. Whatever I wear is the best designer, the best brand. Even when you wear designer's brand, not necessarily people will pay attention, but if you wear this Lama outfit, everybody will notice you. So this is the best brand of designers. So as Buddhists and spiritual cultivators, they are the service or the outer look for the worldly Dharma, and then the inner self for the out-of-worldly Dharma. And the compassion and the authenticity, the truthfulness is real, not faked. And our shaved heads is our mark and our supreme mark. So if I have hair now, then that doesn't look good. So if you have been ordained, you have shaved your hair, then you have to keep your head shaved clean. It doesn't look good having hair on it. And you have to follow the rules. You have to abide by the precepts. All your actions, conduct, behavior have to be in good tidings. It has to follow the standard because everybody is looking at you. But the laity is also great. Although they have hair, but they also show signs of compassion and spiritual cultivation, outerly and innerly. They abide by the precepts, by the rules set by the Buddha. And they have the dignity of the Upasaka and Upasaki.